Today I am going to explain such a wonderful psychological horror movie called Women in the Yard 2025. Let's know from the beginning. The film begins at Ramona's farmhouse, where she lives with her young daughter and son. Ramona watches an old video that shows how she and her husband built this farmhouse with love. But now watching it only brings sadness, because her husband had died in a tragic accident. In the same accident, Ramona also lost her leg. This loss left her broken inside. She couldn't manage the family properly anymore. The housework was mostly handled by the tailor, but Ramona still treated everyone very strictly. Every morning she would wake up saying only one line, "Give me strength." The house had many problems with unfinished work, no electricity, and a heavy silence everywhere. One day Ramona noticed a strange woman sitting in the yard, covered in black cloth. Shocked, she told her children to stay inside and went out to ask who she was. Ramona tried to scare her away by saying her husband was about to arrive, but the woman replied coldly, "Your husband is dead. He died in that accident. And you lost your leg that day too." Terrified, Ramona stepped back. The woman added, "Ramona, the day you always called for me has finally come. I am here." She then showed her hands dripping with blood. Panicking, Ramona ran to her car, hoping to start it and charge her phone to call the police, but the car wouldn't start. She rushed back inside. Her children asked about the woman, but instead of answering, she angrily shouted at them. Her fear turned into rage. She locked the windows and doors, broke things in frustration, and even slapped her daughter for writing the letter upside down. But soon after, Ramona realized what she had done and felt guilty. Ramona realized she had overreacted. It wasn't such a big mistake by her daughter. She quickly hugged her to make up for it. But then when Ramona looked into the mirror, something terrifying happened. She saw a knife in her hand and without thinking she stabbed her daughter. Then she snapped back to reality. Her daughter wasn't hurt at all. It was only a pillow in her lap and she had stabbed that instead. Ramona had no memory of picking up a knife. Taylor, standing behind her, was now very worried. He already knew his mother's mind wasn't stable. He realized he needed to escape and find help. When Ramona took her daughter to the bedroom, Taylor quietly slipped out of the house. He planned to reach the nearby farmhouse and get assistance. But the car refused to start. Soon, Ramona noticed and caught him outside. Furious, she dragged him back inside. But Taylor was angry too. He knew now that his dog Charlie was missing and that Ramona was hiding the truth. Trying to be brave, he told her, "Don't worry, Mom. I'll take care of everything." Frustrated, he went into the room where his father's things were kept. There he found a gun. Ramona tried to stop him, shouting at him to put it back, but Taylor refused. Just then, the black-veiled woman was seen outside, standing closer to the house. Angry and desperate, Taylor walked out with the gun. He pointed it at the woman and warned her to leave immediately. But the woman wasn't scared. She slowly lifted her veil and said, "Your mother has been lying to you your whole life." She then revealed a shocking truth, asking him to confirm it with his mother. Taylor, furious, stormed back inside and confronted Ramona. "Tell me, how did Dad really die?" Shaken, Ramona tried to cover up with a story. She said that she and David had gone to a restaurant that night. Ramona wasn't happy living in the farmhouse. It was too much work. She wanted to move away again, but David refused. They argued, then left. On the way home, Ramona was driving. She suddenly saw the shadow of the black lady in the back seat, panicked and lost control of the car. The crash killed David. But she had lied to her children, saying David was driving. Hearing this truth, Taylor broke down in shock and sadness. Taylor began to feel even more negativity, and the dark lady's presence grew stronger inside their home. Her shadow outside stretched larger and larger. In fear, they all rushed to the attic. But even there, the black lady's shadow reached inside and tried to drag Ramona's little daughter away. The children held on to her tightly, but she was slipping from their grip. Taylor quickly ran and covered the window, blocking the shadow's influence. At once his sister was freed. But the entity didn't stop. It flickered the lights, threw objects around, and then entered Ramona's body. Ramona appeared to merge with the dark spirit. The entity hugged her daughter and vanished with her. Taylor, shocked and confused, saw everything with his own eyes. His sister and mother had both disappeared. Then suddenly, Ramona appeared again holding her lighter. Together, she and Taylor started searching for the missing girl. While searching, Ramona entered a room that showed her memories of the past. She saw David, her husband, smiling at her. "Look," he said, "the flowers you love are blooming in the yard." But then the scene twisted. Ramona suddenly saw David striking her violently. And in the next instant, she saw herself in the yard, dressed in the same black veil as the entity. Another version of Ramona stood before her, the black-dressed woman. She slowly lifted her veil and whispered in a haunting voice, "The day has come, the day you were waiting for." The vision broke apart, and Ramona suddenly found herself back in the attic with both her children standing there. The family went downstairs again, and there stood the mysterious woman in black. Ramona froze in fear and aimed a gun at her. But the woman said, "You called me here. Every morning you prayed for strength but not to live to end your life. And now I am here because of you." She tried to force Ramona to kill herself, pressing the gun under her chin. But Ramona resisted. After some time, she stepped out of the room, alive and stronger than before. Her children asked, "Where did the woman go?" Ramona smiled and replied, "She won't come back. I've faced her and now I have the courage to fight no matter what." As they returned inside, the lights in their house came back, and even their missing dog ran back to them. On the wall, a painting Ramona had once made showed the same dark lady. It revealed the truth: the woman in black was not real. She was the shadow of Ramona's own negative thoughts, a physical form of her depression and hopelessness. When Ramona overcame her inner darkness, the entity vanished and peace returned to her home. The movie ends on a positive note, showing that no matter how strong our inner demons may feel, they can be defeated with courage and hope.